on my first show. It was about adult survivors of child abuse who had forgiven their parents for the abuse, and I hadn't forgiven my father at the time. So I don't think it's any coincidence that the day I forgave him, not 2 weeks later, the show began to have success.
Forgiveness is a huge part of your personal story, isn't it?
Yes, for sure. I wish everybody had the ability to tap into, because it's life-changing.
What was your childhood like? The man you thought was your father,
Yeah.
later found out he was not your biological father,
Yeah.
but you certainly considered him a father, and he was your father figure, an authority figure. Abusive when you were very young.
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't a pleasant childhood. It wasn't one that, Ozzie and Harriet by any stretch of the imagination. He was a functional alcoholic, and he had a lot of issues. But the thing that helped me to forgive him and to get over it and still take care of him today is I took a moment to find out more about him and his childhood and where he came from. And his was way more horrific than mine. So it kind of formed the person that he was.
What was his like?
Well, he was found at 2 years old in a drainage canal with his sister and his brother. By a white man on a horse. This is the story that I'm told. This is in rural Louisiana. And he's brought to this young girl to raise. Her name was May. She was 14 years old. Her father was a slave. And every time they would do something wrong, she would tie them in a sack, hang them in a tree, and beat them. So the brutality that he suffered was extreme. So he had no tools in dealing with being a father, being compassionate, being kind. All of that, I feel, had been beaten out of him. So here I come along, and I'm of a different generation. I think it was very difficult for him, but the man never, to his credit, we were never hungry. He never left the family. He always, brought every dime he made home to my mother. So in return for what he did then, I still do the same thing for him, even though we don't have a relationship.